You're listening to Mike and Tricia Mornings.
93.1 Kiss FM.
How much rain did you guys get last night?
Enough that my big, scary German Shepherd crawled into bed with me.
We had buckets and buckets and buckets and more buckets.
And buckets, you say.
And then it calmed down.
And
And then we had tubs and barrels of rain.
Wow.
It was crazy. And
How is it you got more when it calmed down?
Because it calmed down and then it cycled back in. And so, like last night, I guess about 9:30ish, it started raining. And, you hear it, you hear the thunder and the lightning, and then it had that weird, like, sizzle noise. Ooh. Yeah, like the electricity wanted to go off, but it didn't go off. But we got the sizzle, we got, like, the power kind of, like, fades a little bit, and then it comes back up and fades, and then I'm like, oh, man, I hate when the lights go out. And, of course, I had, like, 20% in my phone, and I was like, oh God, now I can't plug it in because it'll fry the phone. Yeah. So I'm sitting there. I don't know. You know what? My brother's...
I think it only fries it if you get like a direct hit.
Well, my brother's house did not get a direct hit, and it fried 2 TVs like last year. No. Because of the way that the lights went out. It didn't just like, all of a sudden it just like, bam, no electricity.
Really?
Yeah, it like did that kind of sizzle thing where it like kind of, kind of waved in and out, and it fried 2 TVs. Yeah, so I was like, I don't want it to fry my phone. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and hope that the lights don't go out. And so they didn't, but all around us, it went out. It went out of McRae. It went out further east. There were like, 5,000 people at one point that didn't have electricity. And then the rain came in, and it was like heavy and like a good 20 minutes of heavy rain. So lots of flooding, like almost instantaneously. And then it stopped, kind of tapered off, whatever. So then I went to bed. About 10:15, another round. Big lightning, big thunder, big rain. And then this morning when I woke up about 1:30, I woke up because there was more rain. And then when I was leaving right now, it was still drizzling. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was like, oh my God, I can't remember the last time I saw that much rain all at once. And in my backyard rain gauge, there was almost 2 inches of rain.
That much?
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. So I got to tell you, all the way up to almost the Spaghetti Bowl, the freeways are very wet. So you need to be aware of that. There's going to be a little bit of ponding here and there. Be aware of the surface streets. Sometimes those don't drain as fast. So, just be real careful and know that that's going to be a problem this morning.
Is it a little bit or a lot of bit of ponding?
Well, on the freeway, it was, there were some areas, and if you ever drive, if you drive I-10 east and west, you know where the ponding areas are. It was a pretty decent amount of ponding, but of course that was at 4:30 this morning. But just know that that's a possibility still.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. Well, I slept through most of it.
Oh, it was fabulous.
Thank God for Facebook. Thank God for Facebook.
Is this for Facebook?
I can listen to and watch all of the rain that I slept through and the storm that I slept through.
It was great.
I'm pretty sure that's what Al Gore had in mind when he invented the internet.
Sure, that and cat videos.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah.
Don't leave out our cat friends.
You're listening to Mike and Tricia Mornings.
93.1 Kiss FM.
There is this Twitter page. It's called Yes, You're Racist.
Okay.
And it's naming and shaming people who participated in the Charlottesville riot.
Right.
So as a result of this page, a couple of people have lost their jobs. And so now it's got everybody talking about freedom of speech. So should you be able to go out and march and, and air your opinion?
Yeah.
And if you air your opinion and it's not a popular one,
should
you be shamed for it and lose your job?
Well, I mean, you should shouldn't be. Will you? Could you? Well, yeah, it's always a possibility in this
Yeah.
world that we live in now, where it's all about social media.
Right.
And as far as the freedom of speech, it's been pointed out to me that the First Amendment only protects you against the government. It does not protect you against other people.
Right, exactly. All the rights, pretty much, it's pertaining to the government.
Right.
It's like separation of church and state.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
mean that the church and state has to be separate.
Right, right.
It only means that the government cannot declare a state church.
Exactly.
Like they can't come on TV tomorrow and say
you have to be Catholic.
everybody's going to be Baptist.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they can't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the same thing
So-
with freedom of speech.
And the same thing with employers. Yes, you have the right to, a peaceful assembly and all that kind of stuff. But the employer, it was pointed out to me in an email that I received from Alan. We talked about this earlier.
Right.
Your employer doesn't have to abide by the same laws and rules. That's a government kind of thing.
Right.
Your employer doesn't have to give you the right freedom of speech.
No, they don't. And if you're doing something that they perceive to be, hello, Ezekiel Elliott, damaging to their organization,
Yeah.
they can fire
Yeah.
you or they can suspend you.
Exactly.
And that's what's happening
Exactly.
here.
That's a good example, because that's a great example, because in the case of Ezekiel Elliott, law couldn't find anything that they
Right.
could nail him on. The employer doesn't have to abide by those kind of laws.
No, and their perception is that you're causing them damage
Right.
because of your behavior outside of work.
Exactly.
And so-
so yeah, I mean, you can riot and pitchfork
Sure.
and tiki torch wherever
Yeah.
you want, but
You're going to have to expect the backlash.
People can also go online and call you out.
Sure. Which is why do you think we have all these fight videos on YouTube and stuff like that? I mean, you can if you're gonna be out in a public place, you
Sure.
should probably expect that
Yeah.
you don't have the expectation of privacy.
Exactly.
Today's best mix.
You're listening to Mike and Tricia Mornings.
93.1 Kiss FM.
It's today's best mix on 93.1 Kiss FM. Hi, hello. Happy Tuesday. It's Mike and Tricia Mornings on Kiss, the trial of the century. It's over.
It is over. That would be Taylor Swift's trial, the one where she was accusing that former DJ of grabbing her bare butt, and then he sued her for supposedly getting him fired after that incident. She was acquitted. They threw out the part where he said that she was trying to get him fired.
Yeah.
Because the judge was like, yeah, there's no evidence of that. And then the judge also threw out the part about her mom and her team trying to get him fired as well. But the jury found that he is guilty of sexual assault, that he did grab her butt and he did sexually assault her. So she won $1 because she just wanted to do this symbolically. She just wanted to say, look, you know what? I have the opportunity to do this,
Yeah,
so that
I have
maybe
the time
other
and the money and the
right,
people.
so that maybe other women will be able to stand up and do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Although they won't have the time, the money, and the people.
yeah, that's the problem. But she's going to be donating some money to some groups that are helping sexual assault victims.
Well, the radio DJ, who will forever be known as the butt groper, told Good Morning America today in an interview that they aired today with him, his first sit down since the trial ended, that, I quote, didn't do what they say I did. I didn't do it. I never grabbed her. I never had my hand under her skirt, and I can pass a polygraph, is what he said. Mm-hmm. Although the polygraphs don't hold up in court.
Well, they're
so-
not admissible.
Right, so
Yeah.
so that won't really do him any good. He also claimed that all he ever wanted was a written note to help him get another job. That he didn't really want to sue. He wanted just for them, as he said, quote, I asked for something in writing that stated there was a misunderstanding, and I can take that and possibly convince someone at a radio station to hire me. And so I don't know if that will ever work out for him.
Yeah, see, that
now
makes
that he's
me...
the butt-groping DJ.
Well, yeah, and see, that kind of makes me feel like he did do it. It was a misunderstanding. What was the misunderstanding?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're innocent, then you're innocent, right? There's no misunderstanding.
Not necessarily.
Sorry.
There can be a misunderstanding. You can be innocent and there be a misunderstanding because you see things differently than I do. It's a misunderstanding. I didn't do what you said I did, but you obviously misunderstood my intention or what I said or... So, I mean, there can be a misunderstanding without there being guilt, Tricia.
Sorry.
Oh, that's not one and the same.
That totally makes me think he's guilty.
It is not one and the same.
Totally.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It is not.
A misunderstanding?
A misunderstanding
Look,
is not
if
the same
you-
as being guilty. It's a misunderstanding.
Look, you and I you and I bicker back and forth all the time.
I know.
One time in the 10 years we've been together, you really got me upset, and I left the station. And you were like, you misunderstood me, whatever.
Yeah, that's
and
a misunderstanding.
It's like, that's a misunderstanding. Your hand on my butt is not a misunderstanding.
Well, no, I'm talking about that. A misunderstanding. You said a misunderstanding is the same as, that makes you feel like he's guilty. It's two different things. A misunderstanding is not a guilt.
What did she misunderstand? His hand on her butt?
I don't know.
How did she misunderstand that?
I don't know. He doesn't explain. But what I'm saying is guilt and misunderstanding are two totally different things.
In this case, it's him saying, "Oh, she misunderstood my hand on her butt."
It's hard to say what the hand was on because we can't see it from behind. Pardon the pun. But yeah, it does look like it's not where it should be.
It totally does.
That's
and then,
for sure.
And then the look on his face doesn't help either.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But
there's a whole lot of circumstantial stuff against this guy.
Sure.
And I'm sorry, but sometimes
none of it worked, in his favor.
Yeah, sometimes circumstantial is all it takes.
Sure, especially when you're going up against Taylor Swift.
Oh, I don't think that had anything to do with it.
It has a lot to do with it.
I don't think so.
Oh, absolutely. Could you be up against a more lovable person? I mean, come on, Taylor Swift. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think she's taken a bit of a hit this past year because she was like so overexposed.
Sure.
And I think that's why she
Come on now.
And I think that's why she pulled back from, the public life.
Yeah.
And I think it's because she had kind of the whole Anne Hathaway thing going on. People were like, "Yeah, whatever, Taylor.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. Woo, look, you have a great 4th of July party."
Right.
Woo.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it could have worked in her favor and against her.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, hopefully both of these guys can put this behind them.
Wow.
Come on. It's not too soon. It's not too soon. It's Mike and Tricia Mornings on 93.1 KISS FM.
That's your Hollywood Dirt.
Today's best mix.
You're listening to Mike and Tricia Mornings.
93.1 KISS FM.
Yeah, not a cloud in the sky right now, but you can see, some of the aftermath from the storms that rolled in last night. Boy, some of them were pretty hot and heavy, too.
We almost got 2 inches of rain last night.
No.
Just last night.
You have like a rain gauge or what?
Yeah.
What were you doing outside looking at it?
No, this morning I just turned on the outside light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got like a really anxious dog. That's what I got. I was like hard asleep, man. And then all of a sudden I just feel him jump on the bed.
Yeah.
Which is what he does when he's scared. Because he's scared of thunder and lightning. And now he's even scared of rain now. It doesn't even have to thunder and lightning anymore. When it just starts raining, I guess in his mind,
he's like, yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah.
Rain equals thunder equals lightning now to him.
Well, we got a lot of lightning and thunder. And then, I haven't seen it rain that hard for that length of time. Because, sometimes you'll get these, like, really crazy gully washers for 5 minutes.
Right.
And then they're gone and everything's
this one, well, at least on my part of town, it would come hard.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like it would go away, but then this next wave would come in.
Yeah.
And it was like that for a while. So
my
poor dog was just stressing out really, really hard.
We got like 3 or 4 rounds of really serious rain.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get him sedatives, aren't I? Like they do that for dogs, don't they?
Yeah. Like when there's fireworks and stuff like that.
Yeah, they do that, right? Like vets, the vet will give me some kind of prescription, like for Xanax or
because you don't want them getting
Dognax or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. Canine sedatives. I don't know what they are. Are they the same as the human kind?
No,
they're different.
They're different.
Are they really though?
Yes, they are.
Because I know like antibiotics are the same ones that we humans take.
No, they are not.
Oh, yes, they are. Absolutely,
really?
Yeah.
I'm taking dog antibiotics right now?
Well, no, you're taking humans, but your dog could take them as well.
Huh.
And vice versa. Which is why when my dog doesn't finish his, I'll keep him for me because they're just as good.
You're supposed to finish them.
Well, yeah, but my dog doesn't know any better. He's dumb. He falls for the ball trick every time. How smart is he, really? So, yeah, sometimes he doesn't listen to his vet. He's like that old man that won't listen to the doctor.
As soon as he feels better.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't need to take those anymore. But we'll probably have to get him some kind of a prescription for dog knacks or.
Yeah, because you don't want him running around the house, getting really worked up and hurting himself.
Well, he doesn't run around the house. He comes to me because apparently I'm the pack litter. So he comes to me, man, and snuggles right up on me.
That's hilarious.
But I can feel his breathing. God. So, I know he's bugging out.
Poor guy.
Because he becomes like this noodle that you can't move. You know how kids get.
I know.
Little kids. When they want something and or like when they don't want to leave the playground.
Oh yeah,
they just become dead weight.
And
that's what my dog does.
Yeah, or you try to pick them up and they put their arms up and so they slide right out.
Dead weight, exactly, and that's what he does because he's not allowed on the bed.
Right.
He only jumps on the bed in those kind of situations, or if he does it when it's not that situation, he knows better, and I tell him to get out and he'll jump off, but. When it's raining, thunder, and lightning, he just becomes dead weight.
He's like, the floor is lava.
He's just like, and you can't move him. So I'm like, okay. And I was dead asleep, so I didn't know what the deal was.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any of the, prelude. And so, so as soon as he became dead weight, I'm like, all right, it must be raining. Sure enough, like a minute later.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that dogs do that too.
So I'm going to have to get him a prescription.
God, Gwen did that to me the other day. And He
just became noodle?
Yeah, because here's the thing about Gwen. Gwen's pretty, tightly packed. She's a hefty kid.
Yeah.
She's she got some weight behind her. You don't think she does until you try to pick her up.
Yes.
And then the other day we were at Target and she didn't want to leave. And so I tried to pick her up and she did that whole arms in the air thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh great, I'm going to drop her and everybody's going to see this. This is going to be on YouTube.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, and she's pitching a fit and she's doing that whole noodle thing.
Right,
like,
they do that whole protesters thing, Poor guy. Fingers crossed, eyes crossed for good measure that I don't, that I'll get a good night's sleep tonight.
Yeah, that you don't have a pal.
Nah.
Today's best mix.
You're listening to Mike and Tricia Mornings.
93.1 Kiss FM.
Here's what's trending now.
First of all, nobody hit the Powerball jackpot over the weekend.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night, when they do the drawing, it's going to be worth $430 million.
Nice.
If you take the cash value, which most of us do, because I think that's what it defaults to. Right? That's what it defaults to?
I think it's, but I don't think you have to make that decision until you actually...
No. I think you got to declare in advance, don't you? I don't know. I don't play. You do. You've never really paid attention? I think it defaults to the cash value. At any rate, the cash value is $273 million.
Right.
And I don't know, did you see this? I think it was last week. There was a study about fortune cookies.
Okay.
And how like 3 out of 4 are not really fortunes.
No, they're not. They're just sayings.
It also determined that they're just as good as anything else in picking winning lottery numbers. Just thought I would throw that out there in case you're doing Chinese today.
Well, yeah, because the whole thing is random.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they go, hey, I know, let's use somebody's birthday.
Yeah, so if you don't like have a system where you pick birthdays or whatever your system is. I read last week that, those fortune cookie numbers that they have in the back are just as good as anything else.
Yeah.
So, if you're ordering Chinese today, maybe you want to play those numbers.
Well, there's a reason to go order Chinese today.
Well, we really don't need a reason to order Chinese, quite frankly.
But,
the second thing trending today is that a jury ruled in favor of Taylor Swift yesterday.
Right.
After nearly 4 hours of deliberation, a federal jury in Denver yesterday unanimously found that Taylor Swift was the victim of assault and battery by that former Denver radio DJ when he groped her at a meet and greet back in 2013.
Yeah.
Before a concert in Denver, and awarded Swift the symbolic $1 settlement that she had sought in her counterclaim in the suit.
It makes me laugh because people always think that, they always say, well, God, how long have they been in court? And this happened in 2013. I'm like, it's not like TV.
Oh, yeah.
Or the movies.
Yeah, they don't settle it in 30 minutes or an hour.
Yeah, no. And I mean, and the thing is that, that's the thing about lawsuits. A lot of people are like, well, this is, I'm going to sue somebody. Well,
Sure.
good luck with that.
Yeah, right.
Because you're going to need to spend a lot of money and you're going to need to have a lot of patience and a lot of time.
Uh-huh.
So even somebody like Taylor Swift.
Right.
Who's got a lot of money and who's got a lot of lawyers and everything else like that. 4 years.
So she got her $1, and I understand that she also vowed that she was going to donate to some causes that have to do with sexual assault and in the coming days or weeks.
Right.
Today's best mix.
You're listening to Mike and Tricia Mornings.
93.